Welcome to Giddy Up. It's your weekend job and we love it. What a funny race at Doncaster yesterday, the 105. It was Bob's Bar, 1.3 it touched and running, and looks like it was going to win. I think that was a jolly. And then Godfrey Point came and took it and looked like that was a certainty, 1.17. And then all of a sudden Lyrical Genius comes and wins the race at 90 to 1. That's the beauty of Betfair. And you always get on in the run or before the race, you get all your money on. And the finish there is, the value is unbelievable. 3 and running that touched 1.3 and below, incredible. And plus you've got the 90 to 1 winner. Not many people would do that, but if you're betting on your favourite and you're betting on your second favourite, you've got to cover yourself, and that was an ideal race to have an example in, where you just cover your bet and you can't lose. Simple as that. Now all the minimum bets that are coming in and things like that now, that it's just crazy. Most normal punters are going to get pushed right out of the market, especially the Betfair laws and other silly laws that are coming in, where if you're doing a trade, let's just say the trade and you have a 500 loss, let's say a match better. So you're playing with $50 you're laying or £50 you're laying, and the next thing you've got a liability of 500 in Betfair, you lose but you win in your bookies, like a lot of people play, or your Arbin or whatever, and then all of a sudden that's you're banned for your bookie, or you've got to prove your income, or and not a lot of people like giving a lot of personal information out, and especially when it's your weekend job or anything like that. It really is getting to a crazy stage. Bookies restricting you, no taking your bets, and then all of a sudden, the funniest one I've seen, I done a bet with an Australian bookmaker during the week. I tried to have £50 on a 12 to 1 shot. So I got knocked back and the price got cut to 10. So I never took the 10, and I looked at the other one that I thought had a chance of the race, and it was 10 to 1. So I put 50 on that, cut, down to 8 to 1. I'm like, oh dear. So I thought I'll go in the third favourite at 6 to 1. So I'm on at 6 to 1, cut, 4 to 1. I'm like, my God. So I went back and done the 3 of them again, and again they all got cut. So I never got on that bet at all, and none of the 3 of them won, and they all went off at over 20 to 1 odds. It just shows you these traders that are sitting in these bookmakers, they must just sit and do nothing, because it was obvious that I was the only person. I was half an hour before the race, I'm betting on Australia with an Australian company, and they just kept cutting the price. It's absolutely pathetic. It's about time the traders really actually done their job, or the bookies came up with a different solution how to lay off a horse. And the old-fashioned way was the best way. We had real bookies that took real money, but nowadays it's all, I think it's all just computers and somebody just straight at university or something like that just doesn't care what they're doing, doesn't understand the game. So I mean, I would certainly, one of the things that I loved doing was always, if I'd stand in a pub and I'd take bets all day, I would stand in I owned a couple of pubs in Edinburgh, I would just stand and I'd take any bet off any person, and whether I wanted to lay it back in Betfair or whatever I wanted to do, I'd still take the bet. I wouldn't be saying, oh, I'm not taking that bet off you. How embarrassing, really. And it's just getting to the stage now that it's getting beyond a joke. Now, there's some great racing this weekend, especially in the UK, but the Aussie racing that's just coming up is absolutely brilliant too. I've got a few interesting races I just want to run over with you. So over at Doncaster, we've got a couple in the first race, 12:05 race. You've got Alex Redwoods riding on Banana Joe, and you've got Bo Malley with Charlie Price. Charlie Price has been riding out his skin just now. I really like that jockey. It's a conditions handicap race over 3 miles too. And Mel Rowley, she had a nice winner yesterday, and Tim Vaughan, unusual booking for races like him to jump into, but I would say that race 12:05, probably between the two, Banana Joe and Bob Malley, and you're looking 4.55 odds, pretty good odds. And then into Newbury, I love Newbury, only 4 runners in the 2 mile 7 grade 2 novice chase. Rachel Blackmore, can't get anything wrong. What a ride she gave that horse last weekend, superb. No wonder Henry de Bromley loves her. It's no Mr. Incredible she's on the day, it's Miss Incredible, I would say, because she's an absolute spot on jockey and doing nothing wrong. She's absolutely, I took her on last weekend and I got my fingers burnt, but I'll not be taking her on this weekend, and I think she'll win that race on Mr. Incredible. You've got the 12:47 at Bangor, that's another interesting race. Kieran Gettins for Tom George. Remember Tom Cannon used to be Tom George's jockey, and Tom Cannon he's just a frustrating jockey. He just seems to ride the horse from the minute the tapes go down to the minute the tapes are till he's over the finishing line. He just can't seem to control the horse. He gets all flustered and gets excited, and I don't know, I like taking Tom Cannon on when he's on a good thing. But Kieran Gettins on for Tom George this time. Jack Valentine, and then we've got, Jack Valentine's probably a good danger with Lucy Turner for Venetia Williams. That's an interesting one, but I would say Bogaris with Kieran Gettins would be my probably first pick, but definitely cover Jack Valentine. And as I say, that would be a strong bet for me today, they two. We played both of them off, but you would have to probably see that Kieran Gittins, I'd probably side with him, but the lady jockey, she's pretty good, Lucy Turner. The better bet for me today would be Killer Clown for Tom Bellamy, 13.50 at Newbury. He's good, he's riding well as well. Emma Lavelle knows how to get them ready, managed to win last season, can it improve in its 6th place? Hopefully it can. Kaluki's got to be a danger with Tom Bryan, Philip Hobbs, but I would like to think that Tom Bellamy, if it's right and the money stays for it, I would think you're getting a nice price on that one today. Into the 13.30 with Daryl Jacob. Oh, Valares, I'm sure Daryl Jacob's going to get this shorty home. It's probably his shortest bet in the UK today. I would be saying Alan King, 2.14 currently. That's hard to beat that one today. Wolverhampton, you've always got to take in the all-weather on a Saturday, and it's a great place to go, sitting there in the restaurant, have a meal. But I like all the guys in Wolverhampton. There's a bit of a mafia down there that I've got it pretty much tied up. They're there every week, and they do all their homework, and they sit and look through videos, and it's great fun. But it's one of these tracks that's, once you get it mastered, it's a track that does give you a real pointer to practically every race in the area where it's going to be. And of course, having Betfair on a Saturday night, you can sit and just really enjoy yourself. Now, Haggis and Markand in the 17.30. Oh, if the money remains, it should be alright. Ozzy Tom's not a fan of Wolverhampton. He's not a great jockey in Wolverhampton, and I would be very afraid if the money comes for Daracal with Jim Crowley. I would beware of that one. But if Markand stays on the jolly, I would probably stick with him, but you would be scared if Daraca and the money comes with Jim Crowley, definitely. The next race, the very next race up, Peace Offering with Havlin and Gosden, great combination, and Rab Havlin's had a real great resurgence, you could say. A jockey that's really got himself stuck into the saddle again and enjoyed the last couple of seasons, and John and Teddy Gosden's gave him a right few good mounts, so he's been rewarded, so he's enjoyed his time and thoroughly deserved. And you've got a big danger here coming, and I reckon the money will come for this one. Queen of Comedy, Kieran Schumacher, he's in form, he's a reliable jockey, but if he doesn't get to the favouritism, second favourite, he'll still be close. Both of them about 3.8 just now, so I just keep my eye and see where the reliable money comes and see if the Mafia gets stuck into one or the other. But definitely I've got that race between the two up there. So that would probably be the UK. There's a couple of other big races on there today, but my three of the day would be probably Bogaris, the 12.47 Manga, Killer Clown and Valeris, with the dangers being a couple of dangers in there. Miss Lucy Turner's going to be on Jack Valentine, that'll be a danger, and Kaluki if the money's strong for the Hobbs and O'Brien. So that would be my three bets today for my weekend job. So we're looking at Australia just about to start, and I've got probably 6 races I want to just but just give you a shout. And I'll give you them in the order that I think there's the strength. So the first one will be Rosehill, and Rosehill race 5, Irish Angel with Jason Collett. I think Chris Waller's gave him a nice wee ride here. Great price at the present moment, 3.25. 6 runners, so I really think 1100 metre handicap, I think he can get out and away and done for Chris Waller. So Jason Collett, Irish Angel, probably be one of my strongest bets in Australia today, 3.25. Hopefully the money stays strong for it, so there's a good few on it, and the sensible money's on it. Caulfield race 7. This is the gift of the day. This is the Glenn Boss party. He's retiring after the race in the day, and Peter Moody's gave him Spanish Mission 1.53. It looks a gift in the 9-runner race. 2,400 metres group 2. I think Glenn Bosco's a nice winner there, and I think he'll jump off that saddle, and that'll be him down with the saddle into the bar. Apparently he's taking a job with Ladbrokes, joke. Another one of these bookies that just cut you and restrict you. Anybody you try and have £20 on or £50 on or something like that, and they say you can get £4.83 on. I mean, I just think that's embarrassing. Would you not be embarrassed to run a business like that? They really need to get this sorted out. And Australia's actually having a good go at it, and you can get the minimum bets in there. At least I can't believe that Britain's not got minimum bets, and they've not really screwed the bookies down there and really got a hold of them. Bet with Bet365 and that, and you get told you can have £1.48 on. It's just, it's so embarrassing. Anyway, that's Glenn Boss finishing a winner for Peter Moody. Rosehill, 1500 Group 3, this is another one, a good female jockey here. Sometimes I get a bit worried on her Saturday, she gets a wee bit nervous, she gets that second place, third place, but I think Ellsberg in Rosehill 8th race, I think Rachel King, I'll get that home. 11 runners, 6 non-runners, 11 run just now, 6 non-runners, crazy non-runners in Australia the other day. 9 run on Caulfield, 7. And in the first race I told you about Rosehill, there's already 6 runners with 5 non-runners. So that's why I think Irish Angel's got such a strong shout in that one. Caulfield, race 3. Decent enjoyment, Neil. He just needs to ride this, and it goes round 11 runners, 1 non-runner in a listed race. I think that's quite a strong bet today as well. That's probably my fourth strongest in Australia today. Decent rain. Another good jolly, to be honest with you, if it stays there. The Caulfield, first race, coming up. Brereton, Luke Nolan. He can only lose this race in the sprint. 9 runners, 1 non-runner, but the obvious danger's Epar. And if the money comes for that, you would be really afraid of it. But Luke Nolan just needs to jump on this Brereton and get it round the corner and away you go. That's fairly straightforward, that race, to be honest with you. I think it's a match between Brereton and Epar, but I would like to think that Brereton can stay strong and get the result, but we'll see. Rosehill, listed race. This has been one that I've been looking at all week, to be honest with you. Tommy Berry, I like Tommy Berry. Chris Waller, 3.1 just now. Just the price a favourite should be in Australia. Prices on a Saturday in Australia, favourite, if you're getting about 3.1, you're getting pretty good value overall for strike rates, probabilities and things like that. Great thing to work on in Australia. And there's no many Saturdays you'll go away empty-handed if you're playing around about that figure. And Mighty Beale, Tommy Berry, in the 2,000 metre listed race, Rosehill race 4 for Chris Waller. I think that'll finish your day off in Australia. So you've got a few to pick from today. But as I say, some of these minimum bets and banning you and restricting you, it's just really something that we need to do a wee bit work on. And unfortunately, most punters are it's your weekend job, and unfortunately you didn't get stuck into it and you didn't have the time to get stuck into it. But in the professional punters accept it. It's as simple as that. We just got to get on with it, and we build it into our prices and we build it into our betting. That's all you can do. There's nothing else you can do at the present moment. So we'll see what changes come, but there's bound to be something happens with the banning of people because they're over their affordabilities and all your how much you earn and things like that. That's going to change the betting scene, and let's just wonder if it goes back underground, because I remember I used to bet with a bookie and I could have probably credit up to about 100 grand, and I would take that and I would run that right up, and sometimes I would say, I'm looking, I can't pay you this week, and he would say to me when I took money off him, I can't pay, and you'd come to an arrangement, and that's how it'd be. I would hate to see going back down the lines again, because the bookies have got everything at their hands just now, and they've got so many places to lay off. Use Betfair, use another bookie, have an agreement. This is what they used to do in the olden days, but all of a sudden they've got these trader guys in that just sit and press the button, you're banned, you're banned, you're banned. I can't understand that they ban all these match betters, whereas they could just have they obviously see where the match betting bets go. They can see how match betters, how they play their bets up, and just make sure you put a lost leader, as any business has got a lost leader, put a lost leader in there, a couple of races to use their match bets up, but be aware of it, make it, show them it, there you are boys, there's your match bet, that's your arb, got the job done. And as long as you just limit it and get the prices right and things like that, it's a simple solution. And I can't believe that they've not actually sacked all the traders and work out how to work the bets and stop banning people and restricting people and things like that. So anyway, well, that's us for this week on Giddy Up. So remember, it's your money, it's my money, it's everybody's money. Have respect if you win in Betfair and if you lose in Betfair. Don't go booming and shouting, just enjoy your betting, and it's your weekend job this weekend, so have a good one, and I'll speak to you next week.